And you also talk about the Sedona method of that's really helped me out. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, the Sedona method is Lester. Well, this is an interesting. I'll go on maybe a 2 minute tangent about this, Mika.
Yeah,
Let me
please
know.
do.
Um, so the Sedona method is, based on the teachings of Lester Levenson, who was really a cool spiritual teacher. He died, I think, in the mid '90s, so he's relatively modern. And a lot of it's about like releasing or letting go of these feelings of negativity and stress. And what's interesting is it's spun off in several different ways. But Levinson, he's got this great book that I recommend people read. It's called No Attachments, No Aversions. It's his autobiography. Well worth reading because it kind of explains he lived a fascinating life, and it really explains his philosophy well. But then David Hawkins, who wrote the book Letting Go, as well as other books, he's well known in the New Age community. He worked closely with Levinson, and I actually think the Sedona method is an interest. It's a good method, and it's Lester's method. But I would say that what Hawkins talks about in his book, specifically in Letting Go, is actually a better distillation of that process than even the Sedona method. Um, a lot of it is just, in my opinion, my interpretation is just when you have an uncomfortable feeling, to let the feeling be there and to
Mhm.
kind of suspend all judgment. And so you notice the feelings there and you don't do anything with it except let it be there. And what happens is relatively quickly you notice it changes, and it's like it deflates almost a lot of the time. And that's really powerful to recognize. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of that stuff. Lester and Hawkins both have, in my opinion, there's some flaws there, like some kind of weird culty stuff for both of them at the end of their careers. But again, especially when it comes to law of attraction, you've got to take both the good and the bad into account. And it's like a lot of these teachers might be very flawed in some ways, but they still have something wonderful to share. That I don't feel that way as much about a lot of spiritual teachers, like for instance, like if there was a Zen teacher who had like a major sex abuse scandal, I would look at them very differently. But like
Mhm.
with some of these, very practical law of attraction teachers, they're still going to show you how to practically improve your life, even if they were really fucked up in other ways. And I'm not saying, by the way,
Mhm.
that Lester or Hawkins was. I'm not saying it was to that extent. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that I don't agree about with everything they say, basically. So